general was under pressure. The local market, there was some pressure. Europe, major pressure on the wine sales. The successful side, Amarula had another good year. Ciders and to the extent the RTD products had a positive run in the local market, the rest of Africa, and also in the UK. The spirit side of the company was under pressure in general, although there were some positive results in the sales of our whiskies. The challenges, the other side of the challenge would have been the strength of the rand. With downward pressure on volumes in your major markets, especially Europe and the rest of the strength of the rand, income did come under pressure.
Well, take us also when it comes to your margins, and we know that margins at this point in time have also come down slightly. We are looking at a bit of pressure that has come to the fore. Tell us about the mix between the products that are doing quite well, the high margin products relative to the lower margin products, and whether you're starting to see a bit of a rebalancing occurring as consumers start to find their feet.
Margins not so much an issue of the difference in margins between the various categories that we sell. What does exert some pressure on us is that the growth that we're seeing at the moment is in lower rand per litre income brands, whereas the cost that you get in your distribution chain is virtually the same between a high rand per litre income product and a lower rand per litre income product. So the downtrending is between categories to a large extent and to lower margin products. The other area that did exert some pressure on our margins was the strength of the rand. And the lesser income from the export environment.
Well, just taking a look at the European market, because we know that volumes are down there slightly. We also know you've seen a bit of pressure coming through in Africa as well. Tell us about, perhaps you'd be thinking about going into a non-traditional emerging market. Are you thinking Brazil, perhaps even China as a possible geographical diversification possibility?
If the company is active in all the markets, Africa obviously is a priority to us, and we're doing quite well in Africa. Brazil in the past year has also been a very good market for our export portfolio. It says that Amarula had a very good run in Brazil. It's interesting in Brazil, our share of cream liqueurs is now over 80%, and we've got more than 60% of the liqueur market in total in Brazil with Amarula cream. But we also saw some growth in the sales of wines in Brazil. To an extent on the back of the publicity we received at the time of Soccer World Cup. The other more emerging markets, we are present in India, although that's a very difficult market for imported products. China, we have got a presence. We do serve the Chinese market out of our office in Singapore. So we are in all the markets, and we do consider them as exciting prospects for the future.
Well, let's just take a look at SAB, which is, of course, a shareholder of the likes of Distell, 29% shareholding there. Tell us about possible synergies down the line. Have you ever considered actually working closely with SAB Miller? Because we know that they've also got a very strong footprint and in various geographies across the continent.
SAB is an excellent company with a brilliant footprint and doing unbelievably well. There are some differences between the two categories in the sense that we tend to operate more in the wine and spirit category. We often have different distribution structures and different promotional needs. But there also, when we move into ciders, there are clashes between the two organizations. So we don't really cooperate except in a few instances in Africa.
With regards to consolidation within the industry, do you suspect or expect any kind of consolidation to be occurring? We know that the wine manufacturers are, of course, experiencing immense challenges and I suppose also being reflected with the likes of the sales. Any opportunities to be had there?
In the local market, we don't really see much consolidation taking place and not much of good interest as if we look at a more global basis. We believe you'll continue to see consolidation in the spirit categories, but more and more also in the wine environment.